Wall Street has been sending mixed signals lately. Some traders think that the S&P is gearing up for another rally higher, while others are saying that there's going to be a pullback. So the real question is, which side is right? What's good, guys? Julian here, and in this video, we're going to be breaking down the stock market outlook for the week ahead. I will be covering the S&P 500, going through my prediction for the Mag7 stocks. I'm going to go through what the overall market sentiment is telling us. Plus, I'm going to be covering a major event this week that could shake things up in a big way, and you want to make sure that you are prepared for it. So grab your chart, stay locked in, and let's get right into it. Let's go. Looking at S&P 500, we can actually see that the S&P did end up a little bit bearish last Friday, right? I would say this is completely expected because this is something that market will always do. It will always go up and pull back, all right? Now, question is that will this pullback be something for long, or is this something that is just going to be temporary before pushing up higher? To be honest, again, I'm not sure. I would say it would have to determine on this coming week, which is going to be very, very important. We actually have, right, some major events coming up. Now, before I move on to that, let me just quickly look at it from a technical perspective wise, right? You can see that there is a support right here. My bet is that it may come to this support before pushing up, all right, unless it already has the strong buy pushing power to continue up immediately, right? But if it goes down, I would say that this would be a first support that is going to be testing, right? If it does break this support, it will head on down to the next support, which is over here. See whether the support will actually hold. Again, this is already very close to one of my target, right? For S&P 500, I actually target they will move to 652, which is actually very, very close. After this, if it does hit this, the next place it will hit to would be 673. So not yet reaching my target, but hopefully soon. Okay. Now, let's talk a little bit about the VIX. Currently, right now, the VIX is looking pretty good. I would say volatility is still manageable, right? And this is shown in the fear and greed index as well. Currently, everyone is still very happy, very I would say positive, right? Very bullish. Hence, the greed level is still quite high. Again, every time when the greed level goes high, personally for me, I am a little bit cautious. Just as what Warren Buffett always say, be fearful when others are greedy, be greedy when others are fearful. So every time it goes a little bit too overstretched, the greed level, I would personally be a little bit more cautious and look at what are some of the opportunities that I may see, right, if the price do come down. So at this moment, again, I'm not going in too much on personally itself, right? Not going in too much with buying stocks because again, all the stocks are at all-time high. What I'm doing is that some of the stocks I am taking some profit. So just to let you guys know as well, right? To secure some cash in case if the market does come down, I will have some bullets in order to buy something, right? So here's what I'm seeing right now. Looking at the put and call options as well, you can see it's at extreme greed. Again, everyone's feeling a little bit bullish at this moment. So that's something that you want to be careful about, okay? I'm not saying that it will go down, but I'm just asking to be a little bit careful, right? So that you don't get caught into buying everything high and then suddenly it comes down and you don't want to be in that position, okay? Now, if I were to go back and have a look at TQQQ, TQQQ happens to be playing within this range of support and resistance. Yes, it did break a little bit past in the day. However, let me just check the weekly. Weekly still seems like it's respecting the resistance. Hence why it actually came down and it's kind of like playing within this level of support and resistance. Now, if I want TQQQ to go up, I would love to see a solid body candle close above this area that I marked here so that I have further confidence that it will actually continue up higher. Right now, let's look at DXY. DXY is basically the US dollar index. And currently, right now, US dollar index is still playing within this level of support resistance. Seems like it's getting lower, right? Which is something that I would say it's expected. Now, this is something that you want to actually take a look at. Right this week, we actually do have some um, high impact news, as I mentioned. Monday, which is tomorrow, is actually going to be a bank holiday, so no trades then. However, Tuesday all the way until Friday, there will be high impact news that will impact the US dollar. And so on Tuesday, 10 p.m., we have the manufacturing PMI. On Wednesday, 3rd of September, we have the job openings at 10 p.m. On Thursday, we do have 8:15 news, 8:30 news, and 10 p.m. news. So very, very volatile market, I would say. The one that I'm actually looking at is actually this ADP non-farm employment change. This is the NFP, right? Non-farm employment change, which will actually, right, be impacting the US dollar quite a lot, right? So actually, there's going to be two. One is this, and another one is this one here on Friday at 8:30 p.m. And I would say if the results for the NFP is good, right? If the data comes out, the actual comes out more positive, right? What's going to happen is that DXY will actually shoot up. Okay, and when DXY shoots up, anything that is against the US dollar will actually go down. For example, gold, Bitcoin, whatsoever. All right, so just for you guys to know, because DXY is usually right inversely proportionate to stuff like gold, right? Because it's basically US dollar, right? US dollar go up, US dollar go up, gold will come down, right? Bitcoin and anything else against US dollar will actually be affected as well. So this is something that I'm actually looking at, right? Because personally, I'm actually a forex trader. I trade gold as well. I mean, that's the main thing that I trade. Okay, now, one thing we also want to look at is the Fed watch. Okay, so again, this one is the probability of the interest rates being cut for the next FOMC meeting, which is on September 17th. Now, again, all eyes are going to be on this date because this is the moment that Powell will actually be deciding on whether to cut the interest rates or not. Okay, personally, right, you can see that it actually favors cutting of interest rates, essentially 86%. It's saying that there's going to be a probability of rate cuts, which in turn may be also a good thing for the stock market because when there is a rate cut, usually this will mean that the stock market will actually go up. So again, there's also a huge possibility that September may not end bearish, but may end bullish. Again, this is what we expect, but whether it actually goes ahead or not, if in the end of the day, Powell say no rate cuts, then market will go down. All right. So this is something that we just need to wait and see what's going to happen. Okay, again, we cannot predict. We're just making educated guesses based on what we know. Okay, now let's go and quickly look at some of the stocks. Let's look at Nvidia. So recently, Nvidia did actually take a dip simply because of even though they had good earnings, but I would say it wasn't good enough. Right. So what happened is that this caused the entire S&P to actually drop as well. Right now, the good thing is that it actually came down to the support. All right, it was actually retracing back to the support, which again is completely normal. All right, only thing is that we want to see whether this support continues to hold. If it doesn't, it will actually go down. Right. Okay. Now my target for Nvidia is to actually reach 193. Right. So currently still short a little bit of my target. Let's look at what other stocks should we see? Let's look at Google. Google, all right. Good news about Google is that last week it actually broke the all-time high, heading higher right now. Okay. So this is actually very, very good news because personally I do hold Google as well and love to see stuff like this happening. Let's have a look at this. Yeah, see both also showing that it actually broke the all-time high, heading higher. So congratulations, Google holders. I haven't done my prediction for Google yet, so stay tuned for that. I will actually do that and share with you guys in the next week as well. Let's look at Amazon. Just going to look at a few Mag7 companies, right? So Amazon still playing within this level of support resistance. If it wants to go up, it does have to break this level hold strong before it goes up higher. As you can see, this time it did break. I mean, previously in the month of July, it did kind of break, but it was all bearish, right? The days ended up in bearish, so wasn't very strong in terms of the bullish strength. So that's why price boom went all the way back down. So I want it to be a solid green body, right? Candle close above this to represent strong bullish strength in order to push it higher. Okay, now let's look at the next one, which is Apple. Oops, APL, Apple. All right, now for Apple, so it has been playing within this level of support and resistance. Again, this shows you that my levels of support and resistance that I drew is still relevant, still accurate. You can see price bounce off this area. Now testing the resistance, seeing whether it will actually hold. If it does respect it, it will just continue to play within this area. And in order for it to go up, it needs to actually break past this resistance in order to continue higher. Let's look at Microsoft. Microsoft seems to be going down, right? And Microsoft, you can see here that this is the level of support that is actually playing in right now. Ideally, what we want is we want price to continue pushing off the support in order to go higher. If not, then it will actually make its way down. Okay, so this is Microsoft. What else do we have? Let's see. Let's go with Tesla. All right, so Tesla still not looking good. I would say, in a way, there is some positive bullish news. You can see right here, it's actually creating higher highs and higher lows, right? So we want this support here to hold in order to push higher, right? To create another higher high. So if that does happen, then it's good news for Tesla. Again, this is still a very strong resistance. So in order for it to go higher, it has to break past this resistance from a technical perspective. Okay, let's see if I'm missing out on any other stocks in the Mag7. Meta, there you go. All right, so Meta did have a slight pullback. Currently, it's at the support. All right, so in a way, it's actually good because this support did hold, right? In previous few days, actually did bounce. Currently, again, testing the support. I'm looking for a bullish push upwards, right? If Meta is in good hands, I would say this would actually happen. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's about it. Okay. Palante also, did have a slight pullback to this level of support, which I drew previously. Currently still holding. Let's see if Palante is able to push higher up. I foresee Palante going to my target, which is 221, right? That's my target for Palante. All right, so that's all I have for my video this week. I will also share a little bit more about what I see in gold and Bitcoin. So for those of you who are interested in maybe not trading, maybe investing in gold, since currently gold is at a very, very high price right now. Okay, if you go and see, look at this, right? Gold has already broken through the resistance. So I will actually be sharing my thoughts on gold, right, in my YouTube. So if you guys are interested in that, go to Julian Yong Official. Search for Julian Yong Official at YouTube. Go and subscribe so that you will get some of the latest updates and I share them on my YouTube. With that said, if you want to see my latest updates about the Jackson Hole Symposium and how it impacted the markets, check out the video around this to see that video. And with that said, see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.